Please, can anyone hear me? All right. Good evening, everybody. We have 15 participants, so I guess it's 50%. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can see my screen.
Very well.
Yes.
Okay. So I pleaded with Mr. Chika, to share his login details. So he has provided that on WhatsApp. This is supposed to be a hands-on. So what you can use your laptop while I'm describing, making some description over here. You can be testing out some things on your own laptop, using Mr. Checker's login details. So now let me get started. So this is the dashboard now, and I've already logged in. And once I log in, I first of all check if my FDQM code is correct. So that let it not be that my name or something else was my name, or maybe my details was profiled to someone else the information area of assignment, and then there is a clash. I'll be like saying, so I first of all confirm the ID here, and then if it's correct, I can then proceed to look at the information I'm seeing on the dashboard. So if on this place, we're saying, recall here the selectors, because you can actually select, and you can use information here, any information you select on any of these windows here to change the data you are seeing on your dashboard as a whole. Right now, we are just seeing the information based on FDQM area. All this information here is based on this particular FDQM me. Like for instance, over here, we are saying that this FDQM has a 57.2% coverage. Coverage. That means the area of our assignment has been covered by 57%. And then the total number of percentage ratio between male and female, households or persons that have been listed in those areas is 45% female and 54% male. So these are the things that we can tell. And over here we'll be saying like total number of buildings and the rest of them. So another thing now I can do is maybe I want to see the information of a particular DQA, data quality assistant. And that is where I use this. What I have to do is just I click on it, and then this drop down comes out. I'll now have to like select, either I scroll down to look for the particular DQA I'm looking for by picking the ID, or I just search the ID here. If I have it on the paper, the pen, I'll just type it here, search for it, and then the ID will come out. I'll now click on it. And once I click on it, you'll notice that the data on this dashboard will change, telling me, giving me information on that DQA area of assignment. So let's check, for instance, I select this. Now I'll have to wait for this to load. As you can see, the map view is changing. Here is changing. And then some of all this information is changing. Are you seeing it? Hello? Are you following?
Yes. Yes.
So you can say that some of the information is changing. So why we don't see anything on this Windows saying no data means that the DQA have not started, nothing has, no enumerator has started work in this data quality assistance area. That's why we're saying no data here. But meanwhile, under here, we can say that here says EA count. It means that this DQA has been assigned 30 EAs. And then here it says SA count. The DQA has been assigned 5 essays, and then it says DQA count, telling us that the information we are seeing here belongs to just one data quality assistant. So yeah, EA counts, 30 EAs have been assigned to the data quality assistant, but also this information that we're getting here is coming from 30 EAs. And then 5 EAs have been assigned to data quality assistants. And then the information we are seeing here is coming from 5 supervisory areas. So now pay attention on this one. This did not change because this does not automatically change when you pick any of these selectors. This one works with also these tabs here, this information here. So because of our selected data quality assistant, I'll now have to come here and also, excuse me, I also have to come here and select the data quality assistant tab so that I will see the information here. So if I click on it, I'll wait for it to load. Okay, it has loaded. It's saying no data because nothing has started yet. So we're saying no data here, no information has been sent. It has been synchronized by any enumerator working in this data quality assistant. So, but if this one is supervisory area, if I click on it, it's telling me selection required on one or more elements. And the element it's talking about is here, because I've not selected any essays yet. So that's why I'm not getting any information here. So I'll have to come here to select an essay for me to see the information here. And once I select an essay, this will be loaded, and then information on that essay will also be displayed all over here. So let me select an essay. For instance, I pick this. I'll now wait for it to load. So now you can say that the data has changed. Yes, it's still saying no data here because the essay has not been started, no work has been started in this essay. And then there is six EAs inside within this essay. one supervisory area. The information we're getting here is coming from one supervisory area and within one data quality assistant. Let me look for a particular essay that has work in it so that we can see what we're talking about. Let me see. Great. Okay. Let me copy this. So I'll come here, select 024, then come here, paste this, 119. Okay, so you see 024 is the data quality assistant area of on this side. There's work already going on. So we can see 923 residential buildings has been synchronized and 29 EA count is within this data quality. So to say information here, I'll have to now check here. 293%. This year has this area completeness percentage is over 293%, meaning that the building that collected in this thing has surpassed the one collected during EAD. Like for instance, look at it here. We have here 1.5K buildings during EAD, but now we're seeing 4.3 thousand buildings, meaning that it has passed the buildings collected during EAD. So if I go here and select a supervisory area, you can see, you will notice that the information is changing. Are we seeing it? Are we following? Hello?
Yes, we are.
So if
Lost, oh, I'm lost.
I've just started, just pay attention. Started. I've not said anything to, I've not gone too far. I'm showing how these selectors work. This area is called selectors element. Here, we use this to filter the information we get on the dashboard. It's just what I'm explaining. I've not gone too far. Here, you can select a particular data quality assistant area of assignment by clicking on it and selecting the data quality assistance ID. Also, here you can select a particular supervisory area by clicking here and selecting a particular supervisory ID, a supervisor's ID. So SAID. So that's what I'm explaining. I'm not going too far. You can also see information from a particular EA by clicking on this and selecting an EA ID. So that is how this works. Do you understand? That's what I was just explaining. How these selectors work and then how this window work. This window tells us completeness percentage of based on FDQM area or DQAA assignment area or supervisory area. But for you to see any information here, this works also with these selectors, because if you don't select a particular essay, you won't be able to see the completeness percentage. And if you don't select a particular DQA, you won't be able to see the completeness percentage. So this area works with these selectors too. Are we following?
Yes, we are following.
Okay. So when getting this out of the way, now we'll go and having explained how this works, this particular window works, and we'll now get to these ones here. These are parameters gotten from either from an EA or from an essay, or maybe from a data quality assistant assignment area, or even as in the general FDQM area. So this says residential building. This counts the total number of residential buildings that have been listed and successfully synchronized by the enumerator. Once the enumerator synchronizes, it counts here and tells you the total number of residents listed. And then this window now tells you the total number of buildings that have been mismatched. What does that mean? What I mean is this, say for instance, during EAD, a demarcator listed building number 3 as non-residential, maybe a toilet in a compound, listed it as a toilet in a compound. And then coming to this census period, an enumerator goes to that compound and updates that building number 3 as residential. So once it does that, the building use has been mismatched. Do you understand? It's no longer matching. It used to be non-residential, a toilet, and now it's a residential. So the building use is now different. And this spatial dashboard counts those type of buildings. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we following?
Yes.
So it tells us the total number of buildings, either in a particular EA or an essay, that have been mismatched, that it used to be a non-residential and now is a residential, or maybe it used to be a residential and now is now a non-residential. So it gives us the amount here. And then here, the next window also tells us the amount of buildings that are successfully matched together. What does that mean? It's the opposite of mismatch. That means during EAD, it was a residential building, and then now our census is during census and enumerator now it still lists and updates that same building as also a residential, or maybe it used to be a non-residential and then it was successfully also listed and updated as non-residential. So this counts those type of buildings. Are we following? Do you understand?
Yes, we are following. We are following.
Now, here we are tells us the EA polygons that we are saying that we are saying their data around here, because now that I've selected a particular essay, it's telling me that information I'm seeing here is from 6 years. So that's 6 years is within this essay, this essay polygon. So I'm sorry, this essay area, supervisory area. So this counts EAs based on what you select here. So if I remove this and put and leave it on DQA, it will change and tell me, okay, now it's now 29 EAs that is within this data quality assistance area. So there is something to note about this area. This area, we are told that it counts EAs based on polygons. Yes, it doesn't count EAs based on our definition of enumeration areas. What do I mean by that? Like, we have a situation of multi-locality EAs that based on our definition is one EA. But when this spatial dashboard sees that type of EA, it counts it as polygon. It does. What do I mean by polygon? Because that EA is made up of localities. Locality boundary. The boundaries within that EA is termed polygons. So, and each locality is assigned an EA ID too, a multi-locality EA ID. So this spatial dashboard counts all those EAs as individually. So do not panic when you open your dashboard and you are saying maybe 500 EAs or 600 EAs, like this one is showing 587 EAs. And then when you're giving your profiling template, enumerator's profiling template, and you're saying only 500 EAs. So do not panic, because all that means is you have multi-locality EAs in that in your assignment area. And that is how this dashboard was able to count more, like 587. Meanwhile, on your template, multi-locality EAs are no longer displayed on multiple rows. It's just one. So you will be able to see each EA on a single row. I don't know if you guys are following what I'm trying to explain here. Are we following?
Yes.
All right. So now here is tells us the total number of EAs that we are within the assignment, the area that we are looking at right now is on FDQM. It also tells us, the next one says essay count, tells us the total number of essays that we are getting, the information around here that have been assigned to whoever we are viewing their data. Right now we are in focal DQM. So if I select changes, and then 21 data quality assistant has here showing, telling you the total number of data quality assistants that have been assigned to the FDQM, and we are seeing the information right here. So moving on this window, we are seeing some data are being plotted in bar charts. Like here we are saying completeness percentage per year. Here we'll be saying all the EAs, like 587 of them, even though we are not seeing all the IDs here. They are all there, telling us their percentage coverage plotted in bar charts. So whenever you place your cursor on top of any of this window, there is an icon that pops up by the right angle here. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing where my cursor is? This is my cursor. You can see there is a circle icon here. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
When you click on
Yes.
it expands. It maximizes the window. Like for instance, if I click on it, I'm now seeing this window in maximum view. Look at the icon here again. If I click on it, it will minimize it, but I've clicked on it, it maximizes it. So we are saying this graphs is plotting EAs based on completeness coverage, completeness percentage all day. So from here to here are only EAs that have been started, while from this side all the way down here, the EAs have not been started. That's why we are not seeing any bar charts here. So down here, we'll see another tab here. If I click on it, it opens up. It tells this plots buildings. Buildings, the total number of buildings in our assignment area. It categorizes it into two, telling us the total number of residential building, total number of non-residential building, and total number of institutional buildings. Whenever I put so on top of it, a pop-up comes up telling me the exact count. Like this one says 11.2K, meaning 11,200 non-residential buildings. So that's what it's showing me here. That's it. Now, the next one plots the difference. It plots the difference between total number of residential building that was gotten during EAD, which is this one that says original residential. When it says original residential, it means the total number of buildings that was gotten during EAD, and then plus it against the total number of buildings that have been updated, successfully updated and synchronized by an enumerator. This is it. So here we have 20K, 20,100,000, 20,100, and then we have here 8K. So that's the difference in ratio, says built-in count, the variation and everything. And then the next tab plots a pie chart of both non-residential, residential, and institutional building. Just plots, it displays our data in a pie chart. While the next tab here plots our total number of non-residential building gotten in during EAD against total number of non-residential building listed by an enumerator now on census. This is it. So this is what the information we can get from this area, completeness percentage. So these are all the information we can get on this particular window. The next window here is matched and mismatched building count. Let me expand it so you can see the information we can get here. Here it compares matched buildings, it's not mismatched buildings. Here is matched buildings, and here are mismatched buildings. It compares the two. And then the next tab here tells us buildings that have been converted from residential to non-residential, and then against buildings that have been converted from non-residential to residential. And why the tab here tells us by use, like if those non-residential buildings are like how many toilets or how many kitchens or animal house or stores have been converted to residential use. This area plots all those information and tells us the total number of buildings, maybe the total number of toilets that have been converted to residential. You see it here. And that's it, just 3 tabs. That's the information we get from this particular window. I'll now minimize it. And then the next window here tells us about the approval status of or our EAs, the approval status. I'll go ahead and expand it. So over here, we have EAs that have not been started. It's here in red. We also have here EAs that are in progress. It's over here. EAs that are completed, we have 27 of them. FDQM approved EAs. And then EAs that. So this is the information we get on this bar chart here on this particular window. We can use it to make our reports. Once you put your picture on it, you'll see the total number of buildings, EAs that are there. 551 EAs have not been started. So basically, all the information we get here is what we'll use to generate our reports. I know during training that we are told that we use our dashboard to generate reports. So, and when we heard it the first time, we felt that maybe there will be a button or a link that you can go to and click generate report, and then that report is downloaded in a document, and then we just forward it to them. No, but the information we get here, how it works is that the information we get here, like Abuja might send you an Excel document, a Google online sheet, and tell you to report back to the coverage percentage of your FDQM assignment area. So you just have to come here and then see that I'm currently at 57.2%. So you just pick it, go back to your destination and type it in and send it to them. Or maybe the total number of residential buildings that have been listed successfully. You are seeing it here. Total number of residential buildings is also here too. Here we can also get building counts here. Like this, we are okay on FDQM area. This explain what these columns are. On this column right here, we are seeing total number of buildings. On this first row, it says totals, means total number of buildings that have been collected during EAD. This one was total number of residential buildings that was collected during EAD. And this one says total number of buildings that was collected during EAD, non-residential building that was collected during EAD. So all these things, all this data here was gotten during EAD. And then next one that says submitted counts information are data that have been collected by enumerators, including demolished buildings. When the when an enumerator demolished a building, this Spatial dashboard still counts it as a building, and then it shows it here. It shows it here. So when it's counting buildings that have been updated and submitted by the enumerator, it counts demolished buildings and then adds the counts here. But on the next column, it now subtracts, it removes all those demolished buildings and then gives you the exact new total now on this column. It now tells you the buildings that are existing and have been validated by the enumerator on this column here. So the next one here that says new counts tells you the total number of new buildings that have been added or listed by the enumerator. Here, where is listed. And then the next column here calculates the percentage difference between original count and then the new total plus the submitted count. And now list the results here. Any questions so far? I've been blabbing. I don't know whether you guys are following. Are there any questions?
Yes, please. My question is this. As regards to the generation of this report and the completeness, and I think females and so. If we are asked to generate reports
Yes.
on a particular, when they ask us to generate reports, are they actually talking about a particular EA, or should there be a column like this EA ID, report for this EA and this EA ID, report for this EA and this EA ID, like an algorithm way, like step by step? Or when they
I don't expect them to ask you to report based on EAs, because you know that some DQMs will be working with over 1,000 EAs. So I don't expect them to be making reports based on each EA. But the reason I'm explaining this to you is, the reports might be based on your assignment area. Like, based on assignment area. Like, I'm sure that definitely they will always come at the end of every day, or they want to know your percentage coverage. So, and this is where you get that information here. But make sure you know that this FDQM is highlighted, because if it is on DQAA or SA here that is highlighted, you will not be seeing anything. And if mistakenly you selected this any of these things and gave this information, it will not be correct, because you are reporting based on a particular data quality assignment area. Meanwhile, they might be asking you to send a report, overall report of your coverage and percentage. So that means you need to get that information on this window and not on this one or this one.
Okay.
So I don't.
Secondly, when sending our report, is it going to be done by mail? Because in this dashboard, I have not seen a place where our report can be attached to send for them.
Yes, that's why I explained earlier that when we are reading our manual and when they were talking about this dashboard earlier before we saw it, they kept saying generate report, generate report. So we thought that maybe there is a particular function on this dashboard that where you can actually go and then download report, because I know that is how the enumeration dashboard works. There is a particular place on the enumeration dashboard that you can download your report and forward and send to them, not by email, maybe by WhatsApp or by whatever means they want, either by WhatsApp, by mail, but you will be informed which means. Mostly I know that they collect data through WhatsApp. But if they want it by mail, if it's a large file, they can actually maybe ask you to zip it up and send to a particular mail if it's a large file that cannot be contained in a WhatsApp. Be rest assured that any report they are asking you to get, they will pass you further information on how to deliver that report. But just to note, right now, this dashboard does not provide any feature that you can actually download the report. Rather, you will use the information on this dashboard to report back to HQ.
Okay. Please, thank you very much. Please lay more emphasis on this completeness percentage per EA.
Per EA?
Yes. This place that percentage.
By EA, this place is the hard place to start looking for a percentage per EA. If you want to start going through your EAs one after the other, it's a difficult task to accomplish, because maybe you might be working with at least minimum 200 EAs. You now start selecting it one after the other. It's very difficult to start checking all that by EA, but you can do that from the EA table right here. Like if I open this EA table, I can see completeness percentage listed here. Are you seeing it?
Okay.
So it's listed here. So it's just if this place is just maybe there is a particular EA that you've been tracking or you got a report from. Maybe your called you and said in this, or maybe a data quality assistant called you and said he has not seen this supervisor or heard from them, and then you want to know, maybe they've been out of reach due to network or something, nobody has heard from them, but they said they are working in the field. So in that particular instance, you can actually copy out the EA ID of that EA that you're trying to track, and then look for it here. Use these selectors to filter it, and search for that particular EA or maybe that particular essay and see what is going on there, if there is actually work going on.
Okay.
So you use it to track the work rate and everything of a particular EA or of a particular essay. So other than that, it will be default on FDQM, and you will just use it to randomly send your report back to HQ.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr.
Do you have any
Nnamdi,
other question?
please.
Yes?
Yes, please, can you help throw more light on the report generation? Because my network logged me off while you were talking about that report stuff.
Okay. What I'm saying is there is no function right now on this dashboard that you can just click and then you generate reports. There is no this thing like that, feature on this dashboard like that. So how to do your reports is by taking note of any of all these parameters, any of all these data written down here, because this is what HQ might be asking you to send report on. I remember during prior census, they keep asking us percentage coverage every day to track how we are following up. So on day one, you're expected to cover like 20%, and then they will send a Google sheet and ask every state to submit their coverage report. So we just have to go down there and then type in if it's 10%, 20% or this. So if that is the case, this is where we are getting a percentage. Now, talking about it, I think, yes, I think during trial census, we also did report based on ES and Brown. I don't think they will have to stress us that much now that we are doing census, because during trial census, we had like merely 45 years, but now we are working with over 200 years. So I don't think they should force us to start sending reports based on EAs. I don't think. If they do, here is where you collect the information that you'll be sending. And that is why you need to understand what all these windows you are seeing here, what they actually mean. Because if they tell you send report based on the total number of EAs you have, this is the EA count, total number of EA counts on your FDQM area. Or the total number of residential buildings that have been listed. If they ask you to send that, you can come here and see residential building, and then you send 2,900 buildings, residential buildings has been successfully listed. So this is how it works here. Just to know what all these parameters are all about, telling us here. Okay, this female is the number of the average percentage.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
So I'm still on the reporting this. I want to ask. You made mention of reporting to HQ. Is it the HQ you are reporting or SDQM? Then SDQM now reports to HQ, or what? Do you understand my question?
Yes, I understand. Well, yes, the reporting line is FDQM reports to SDQM. It reports to states. Then the states now reports either to zonal or to HQ. So yes, that is the correct reporting line. So when I said okay, when I kept saying HQ, it might not be HQ, but we will all agree that there are some times that HQ might actually demand reports directly to every FDQM or DQM in the field. All they have to do is send that their link or whatever it is on our WhatsApp group and expect everybody to fill it. If it's an online link, everybody is expected to fill it, and then that report is going straight to HQ. It's not actually going to an SDQM or something, but I agree with you, Mr. Titus. Yes, reporting is done through everything report through SDQM, the state, and then state now proceeds to report back to HQ. You're right.
And what I want to add is this, during reporting, there is a template that is going to be sent to every either SDQM, then SDQM has to send to FGQM. So the template concerning what they're asking you about the any place to send the report. So with the template they're going to send. So that means definitely you must send through WhatsApp. I think that's the area they usually ask for a report. If you're sending any report, it's from WhatsApp. I'm talking about email or something like that. Email is sometimes maybe if there is anything they want to do on the back end, but as far as it's reporting, it's WhatsApp and with the template, because they used to send templates for that. That's what I just want to add. I don't know. So.
All right, thank you very much. If there is no other question, should I proceed to the EA table? You have any other question? Okay. All right, thank you. So to proceed to why this dashboard provides information for reporting, the other functions that FGM is expected to performing is approving and then flagging EAs. And to do that, he has to go, to the EA table, and to get there, if I click on this blue icon here, opens up. And pardon me, that is on complete, but on default mode, it usually comes like this. So it comes like this, listed maybe based on the tag IDs or something. So once it opens up like this, here, let me explain what all these columns are for. First off, DQM key means the DQM ID of the DQM that has been assigned this EA. So the DQM ID will be listed here. So as you can see, it's the same as the one you are seeing here. These EAs are the same here. So, and then the next one says DQA key, and the DQA key is the IDs of the data quality assistants that have been assigned to that will be working with the data quality manager. So all their EM IDs will be listed here continuously. While the next one says SA key, the SA key will list all the SA IDs the data quality manager will be working with. Supervisory areas, or the data quality manager will be working with. So it will be listed here, the IDs. And then the EA key also contains the EAs that have been assigned to the data quality manager. So the EA IDs will be listed on this column right here. So under the status of complete, the status of complete tells us the current status of every EA that the data quality manager will be working with. So it will tell you whether an EA has been started or is not started, whether it's in progress, completed, or it has been system flagged or system approved, or FGM flagged or FGM approved. And then the last one here that it says deserted has just been recently added, or if the EA has been deserted. So get back to this one. Why the next column here says completeness percentage. Here, say the percentage coverage of every EAs. Please, Samuel, mute yourself. Yeah, okay. So over here, we'll be saying the percentage coverage of every EAs that is going on, that has been assigned to the DQM right here. And then the next one says residential different percentage. So this tells us the percentage increase or decrease of in residential building that is within each and every EA that have been assigned to the DQM. Say, for instance, an EA that was demarcated has a total number of 50 residential buildings, and then an enumerator is working on that particular EA and submitted 60 buildings or 70 buildings. That will now tell, it will say like 120 increase in, no, or maybe 20% increase in buildings, in residential buildings, sorry, not in buildings, in residential buildings, because it used to be 50, but now it has increased to 70. So also if the building was 50 during EAD, and then now they're working on it, and the enumerator submitted maybe 30, will now be say minus, maybe minus 20% or minus 30%. It means the buildings, the total number of buildings has reduced. Residential buildings, sorry, not buildings, residential buildings, I mean. So the next column here says non-residential to residential percentage. It tells us the ratio, the percentage ratio of non-residential buildings that have been converted to residential. What do I mean? During that, any building that was listed as non-residential during EAD and now is residential, it calculates it based on percentage and then tells you the percentage exchange conversion of these buildings, and then it tells the DQM based on EAs. So, and it lists them on these areas. So the next one says essay approved. In this column, this column tells the DQM which EAs have been approved by supervisors. Yes. So these boxes get checked if a supervisor approves an EA, and he does that by on the census part. If they complete an EA and he feels that they are completed, he takes it approved and or completed on his census part. And once it does that, the system gets it and then takes a go here that the supervisor has approved that EA. And then the next one is the same for data quality assistance. For every EA that data quality assistance has successfully grant-tweeted, and then feels that the correction has been made, and the correction has been made on a flag EA, and then he now proceeds to report back and said this EA has been completed and then approved. He now approves it on its own census pad. This places get this box gets now telling the DQM that the data quality assistant has approved that EA. So that is it. Now on the second column, or do you have any question on this? On this first column here, the explanation of all these titles.
Please, under that place where they have SA approved or DQA approved, how do we know that it has been approved? Because there is nothing written there. We are just seeing only a rectangle there.
Yes, there is nothing written here. Rather, the rectangle will be ticked. I said ticked, like marked good. Once it's checked good, you know how check boxes work? Check boxes. Do you understand what I mean? Check boxes. This is what it is. Nothing has to be written. It just has to be checked good that SA has approved it. Like, say, for instance, say this. You see how this one looks?
Okay.
See how this one looks. So this has been approved by the SA. So that's how it is. It just checked good. All right. So any other question?
Sorry. Yes, sir. One question. At that area, this SA approved and DQA approved. If you are working in an EA that has about let me say 500, and at least maybe the supervisor has approved 100 or 20, you will see everything there, the one that he has approved and the one that he has not approved. So how do we just see those ones that supervisor has approved? Maybe you see them at the top, right? During report generation, because they might ask us how many SAs have supervisor approved. So looking at what you have as maybe 500 EAs, and now some have been approved, some are not approved, like the way you explained. So how do we get the ones that supervisor approved out of 500 and the DQA at the same time too?
Okay. That is done with the second row. I was about coming to the second row to explain. We use the second row to actually filter what we are seeing on this table. Like what you just asked now, on this second row under the SA approved right here, I can use it to if I want to find out all the EAs that have been approved by the supervisor. I'll just have to click on the second row here on this box that has a minus sign. Click it twice. The first one clears the minus sign, but the second one, if I don't click it again, it shows me all the EAs that have been approved. Are you seeing it? It now brings out all the EAs that have been approved by supervisor because I clicked it, I checked it, I can now see all the EAs here. So let me do it again. So it's like this. And then if I want to see all the EAs that have been approved by the supervisor, I'll just come to this second row right here and toggle on this checkbox right here. If I click one, I'll click again two to mark it good. And once I mark it good, all of them appears. So to cancel the check, I now click it once again and it cancels the check. Do we see it?
Please, can you repeat it, the steps again? Sorry, sir.
Steps.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
What
the steps again.
You know, he asked a question. He said, say, for instance, they ask you the total number of EAs that have been approved by supervisor. Now, how do you get that? Because right now, we are saying we can't really see, if we want to like filter all these EAs to show only EAs that have been approved by supervisors. That was the question. So I said to do that, you come to this second row because this second row is used to filter your EA table, either to filter or sort it. So if I come to this second row, I will now come under in the column for SA approved and then toggle on this square box, this checkbox. Clicking at it the first time removes the minus sign. First time I've clicked it, and then the second time I'm clicking it to, I will now check the box like this. I clicked it the second time. So all the EAs that have been approved by the supervisor is now listed here. So now I can just actually count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can now report back that 9 EAs have been approved by supervisors on my report template. Do you understand? Do we understand? Are we following?
Yes, we are following, but please, why are they having different colors?
Well, this is a test material. Some of this thing is just was used during training. Like sometimes if I'm making a video and I'm sure that
the network was breaking. The network was breaking.
Yes, so please, we need you to.
A video will be made available. The video of this, don't worry, the video of available. The one I did in the morning has already shared. So the video of this second one will also be shared if the network is bad. So don't worry about it. But like someone asked, why are they in different colors? This is a test serial. So I guess some of this thing was approved on the back end by the system manager because some of these EAs were actually, they wanted to use it for practicals. So disregarding the status of the EA, all of them were selected to be approved, or maybe the enumerators during class simulation actually testing out their supervisor profile, approved some certain EAs regardless of the status of their completion of the EA. Like for instance, these red ones are EAs that have not been started, while the yellow ones are EAs that are in progress. And then this action is the EAs that were deserted. Meanwhile, this one, the green one are EAs that have been approved by FDQM. Once an FDQM approves an EA, it turns green. So that is why we are saying different colors here. But you don't have to worry about it. This particular dashboard is being controlled by a lot of people. Just like Mr. Chika shared his login details to you, Title shared his login details to a lot of people who are using it to practice in Abia State. So we'll be seeing a lot of information right here. So,
Please,
okay, Lillian.
what do you mean by deserted? The EA that have been deserted, please.
Okay. Under, speaking of this, we're using this to filter EAs. Under status of complete, we have this statuses. Like we have EAs that have not been started, EAs that are in progress, or they've been completed, or system has flagged them, system has probably, or maybe system approved them. And then we have EAs that FDQM have approved and FDQM has flagged. And then the lastly that was just recently added are EAs that have been deserted. So EAs that have been deserted is EAs that were reported by supervisors that there are no households or human beings, that's persons living in that particular EA, maybe due to community, due to security or community conflict, or maybe Boko Haram, or maybe natural disaster. So there are some EAs that have been submitted or carved, demarcated during EAD, but on getting to ground now, one of these situations will cause supervisors not to get any household from them. Either they are prevented to go there to go and pick it because of security issues, or they actually went there, but there are no households. The whole place has been torn down by war or by natural disaster. So instead of that EA still looking, because you can't synchronize anymore or do anything. So you can't update any building or list any building in that area because the buildings maybe does not exist, or maybe there are no households there. Instead of leaving it blank like that, like say not started or still in progress, a supervisor can report that particular EA, and then the FDQM, after proper consultation with the coordinator and confirming that there is nothing that can be done, and then go ahead and flag that EA as deserted. You understand?
Okay, sir. Yes.
All right. So, and how does it do that? The supervisor will probably give you a particular EA ID of that EA that we are looking for, that is being deserted. Say, for instance, maybe this is the EA ID. Let me copy this EA ID. So the supervisor gives you the EA ID and tells you, okay, DQM, nothing is happening in this EA, or nothing is there, or I mean, they don't allow me go inside or anything. And at the end of the day, so how you have to do is just come here, type in the EA ID, type it in here on this second column that has the filter function, but because here is the third column, then if I type it in, I will not click enter. I'll click the enter button, that's what I mean. And then the EA will be brought forward for me. And this is the EA. So once it comes forward, I'll now proceed to come on this third button here and click desert enumeration area. Clicking it, it will ask, are you sure? I'll now confirm yes. And the EA will be. Yes.
At this point now, how do you flag an EA when you find out that there are irregularities in the person have performed or have done wrong?
Okay. I will get into that place. I understand. I was still getting to that place. So, but I'll still get into that place. After, looking for a particular EA, okay, say, if you type the EA ID here and you get the details, you can now use any of these three buttons right here. Is the supervisor
Continue, Amar.
reporting that hello? Sir?
Okay. Continue.
These three buttons is used to, the first one here is used to approve an EA. Second one here that is red is used to reject an EA. And then the third one here is used to report deserted EAs. So be careful not to just click the button. You will make sure that you have filtered your EA table to either that particular EA that you want to perform an action on or a group of EAs. Like for instance, I want to approve EAs. If I want to do that, all I have to do is, I want to approve an EA like at the end of the day. At the end of the day, my supervisors have reported, some supervisors have reported that they've completed their EAs. All I have to do, if I come to my dashboard, open here, I'll now come to under status of complete and click on it and select system approved. So if I click on system approved, if there are EAs that have been completed by the supervisor and the supervisor has marked it, have approved those EAs. Once they approve the EAs, the Spatial dashboard will now put the EAs through validation and decide whether they've passed. If they've passed, they will approve it, or if they fail, they will now flag it. So all I have to now do is come to status of complete and select approved EAs. And once I click on approved EAs, all the EAs that have been approved will be listed down here. And I will now proceed to click approve EA enumeration button, this one here. When I now click it, it will ask me, are you sure? I'll click yes, confirm, and then I'll now proceed to click, what's it called? Now the system will now proceed to approve all the EAs that have been listed on that table. Sorry, we are not seeing it here, but that is how to approve EAs. Just simply come to here and select, because you will all know that you can only approve EAs that have been approved by the system. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that is why we filter our EAs to show us all the EAs that have been approved by the system by coming here and be clicking system approved EAs. And if there is any EAs that have been approved by the system, it will be listed down here. And once it's listed down here, I can now easily click approve EA button for me to approve all the EAs that have been approved by the system. So once that is done, it now converts it from system approved to FDQM approved. The same thing applies for flagging of EA. If all I have to do is come to this place and click system flag EAs, if I click on it, all the EAs that have been flagged by the system will be listed down here. And I'll now proceed to just click reject enumeration area button. And once I do that, the system rejects all the EA that have been listed down here and sends the supervisor a message to go back and do corrections. Are we following?
What if the system flagged the EA and what the supervisor did is a right job? How will you know? Is it once the system has flagged the EA, you automatically reject the EA?
Yes. Once the system flags the EA, you are within your right to reject that EA first. Because it's when you now reject it that the data quality assistance will be contacted to go and check that EA, grant truth. And that's the only way you'll be able to find out if the supervisor did the right thing. Do you understand? Because you can't be in your office and then decide that this supervisor did the right thing. Meanwhile, the supervisor is in the field. You have to reject it first, and then the DQO will now get a message, and the supervisor will now get a message. The DQO will now have to go to that particular EA and check the affected building that was selected by the system for him to check. So once the DQO has completed that, he can go ahead and then approve the EA with his own account on its own census pad listing. And once it's done, that you yourself can now proceed to approve the EAs.
So how are we going to notify the supervisors and how are we going to send the SMS? Is it we that are going to send the SMS, or is it the system that will send them, that will notify them?
You can do both. And once you click on the button, on any of these buttons, approve enumeration area, the system sends automated message, but it's not an SMS. It sends message because on that census pad, once the supervisor is working, there is a button under at the
Okay, where
bottom
we
of that thing
have
that says
FDQM comments.
remarks,
Okay,
yes, or
okay,
comments.
okay.
That's where he goes. Or if he goes to census tax and goes, and then go to Act 3 and tries to open or refresh his EA, prepare for enumeration of area. Once he clicks on refresh EA, that button also tells the enumerator or the supervisor status of that EA by telling him that either this EA has been flagged or approved by the DQM. So you can do both. Either you click this for the DQM to see, for the supervisor to now just keep checking on that EA, or you can just do it and then still send SMS reminder telling the supervisor, say this EA has been flagged, kindly go and do something about it.
And I'm online, you know, and I put that
I have a
dashboard.
question.
Sorry, for you
Okay.
to send the supervisor a remark, or sorry, a notification, what if the EAs are many there? Will you, how will you?
That is where the system comes in now, because every EA that you rejected by the system, but any EA that you click reject here or approve, the system sends that remark automatically. You don't have to send messages to the supervisor. No, it's not required for you to send messages. I just said you can do both. So, you know, fasten your work if you want to do it, but it's not like it's a must that you have to send it.
And how we did, is it the same way? The same way with the DQAA. He was as well in his own PDA, notice that that the system has already flagged the EA. So he can on his own go for grant routing without you testing him.
Now the DQAA is now different because you remember the DQAA will be watching over 30 years. So he cannot start checking those 30 years one after the other. You can be the one to send, you can now send a text message to a particular, the DQA in particular to go check that this thing. To check the particular year that, you know, DQA are different, they're working on with up to 30 years. So if you don't inform the DQA yourself, it might take time before he'll be able to get to that year, thereby delay. Might be, you know, working on this one or checking on that one, and then he won't be able to be fast enough to know that he has 2 or 3 years that he needs to check up on. Don't know whether you understand me.
I do. In other words, all those EAs that have been rejected, they have to be listed, as in their EA IDs will be listed. And from the EA IDs, you can now know whom the data quality assurance is.
Yes, like, you know, every day, once you've clicked rejected, you can always come down to the status of complete and select FDQM flagged. And once you click FDQM flag, it should, okay, there is no flag here, but just like, for instance,
The supervisor will know.
No, we know he will know. We are talking about DQA. The supervisor will know, the DQA will know. Once they check, they will see it. But in the case of a DQA working with over 30 years, that's what we are talking about now. It might take time before he finds it out, but he can fasten the work by telling the DQA ahead of time. That is what we are saying now. We are not saying that they will not know. They will know once they open that year, they will see that it's either flagged or not passed. So, but because of a DQA has over 30 years that he's working with, it will be slow or maybe too late for him to be able, he won't be fast enough to, you know, keep taking on all those years. So it can help him by sending message and reminders. And how do you get that? See the DQA ID here on this EA. Any EA that is listed here has a DQA ID and a SAK and then a duration ID. So you can find out which DQA that is working on that listing and then send him the EA ID or the SA ID to know where he's going to. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes. But what I was saying about supervisor knowing is that if the supervisor opens that team coverage, he will see the particular enumerator. That I think Vivian was asking something like that. But what I wanted to ask is, yes, we can see the EAs that are passed by the system, which automatically we can just go ahead and pass those ones. But the ones that are flagged by the system, is there a way for us to know specifically the reason why it was flagged? Apart from checking all those systems, like, or is it flagged, reject it automatically, and then, you know, now send the supervisor or the DQA or the whoever to send to go and redo it? Can we know on our own specifically why it was flagged in the first place?
Well, the parameters that they use in developing the dashboard are based on one, the percentage of mismatched buildings, like the percentage of non-residential buildings that have been converted to residential, or maybe the residential. That's why we are saying it here, or maybe the residential difference. So if the residential difference is more than a certain percentage, like I think they said is 7%, the system will tend to flag it. They don't expect the total the residential percentage to be more than 67% or less than 67%. So if anybody, like for instance, we are seeing this EA now that is minus 100%, meaning that all the residential buildings that is in this EA have been, there is no residential building again in this year. There is no, it's minus 100%. There is no residential building again. So if they submit this and it goes under validation, it will be flagged. Meanwhile, this one is 60%. So this one has a tendency of passing, and this one is minus 40%. It will probably have a tendency of passing if it meets that parameters. I think they said it's minus 67%, but I'm not certain. So this is what the system checks: residential different percentage, and also percentage of residential, non-residential buildings that are converted to residentials. And then also it pays attention to households that were listed. Because if there are buildings that used to have like 2 or 3 households, we are not seeing it on the dashboard, but I'm sure deep down there it is there. And then all of a sudden an enumerator list over 30 households or so, that has a cost for the system to tell the DQA to go and check in that particular building what is going on in that particular building. So those are the
Okay. I thank you. I just wanted to clarify that thing. Thank you very much.
Okay. So any other question? All right, in the absence of question, I'll move on. So we now know that how to use these 3 buttons. We use these 3 buttons to approve EA, the blue one, or flag an EA. They wrote here reject an EA, but I think the Abuja said we should not be saying that we rejected EAs. So and then we use this one to mark an EA as deserted. And remember, make sure you filter your table before you use any of these buttons. They're trying to approve. Make sure you filter your EAs to system approved before using this, or you select the particular EA ID by putting it here, typing it here, and clicking enter for that EA ID to appear before you use any of this. So also rejecting an EA, you have to come here, click system flag, see all the EAs that have been flagged by EA before using this. Because if you don't do that and then you just go ahead and use any of these buttons, you will get an error. Okay? It'll be telling you that the EA should be approved, system approved, and SA approved, because none of this has been SA approved and none of this is system approved. So you need to filter them. So also reject an EA, you also get error. This is not the error I was expecting, but fine. So we have to just be careful using them, not to just start rejecting an EA that's already that have maybe they are still in progress or maybe past the parameter. So that is it. Now to move on, the next tab here have the EA profiling. So if I click on the EA profiling, I see a table of my enumerators. In this table, this is where the FDQM uploads its enumerators profile template. Here will be blank when you open your dashboard for the first time. It will be blank. So you will just come here, click on the choose file button here. It opens your file browser, your laptop file browser. So, and you'll now use your file browser to search where you saved your EA templates that you've completed, probably on document or so. Look for it. That is why the folder management is very important. Look for a particular thing and then select it. So select it, open button, is listed here, then you can proceed to click upload. If I click upload now, I'll be getting error because this is not this template, not the proper template. This template was used during a trial census. So they're saying error here. So you will get error if you upload the wrong profiling template, because this system is programmed to check all the titles and this thing that is on your Excel document, and to make sure that they all match for uploading. That is, that first name is supposed to be where it is, last name is supposed to be where it is, even phone numbers and rows, all of them are supposed to be where it is, and they are all on that Excel sheet. Recruitment ID, state ID, and state code, and the rest of them. If any of this column is missing or they are not in the right listing, the system will reject that document and you'll see an error code. So I also would like to warn, on this first column, we are saying these two icons here or here. This one looks like a pencil, means you can edit this column. And then this one here means you can actually delete this column. So be very careful using it. In fact, we advise you not to use them. Avoid it as much as possible. You might have like a very simple edit that you want to do, maybe change your phone number. Then one enumerator's phone number is not working. You can just easily come in and change it. But even though you do that, you've not effected that change on your Excel, and then it will prove you encounter error, or maybe you submit a wrong information at the end of the census exercise, because you'll be required to submit your profiling template, your SDQM. So if you make a change on your dashboard and then you forgot to make that change on your Excel, the next day or the next hour or something that you'll now remember to make another change on that Excel and then decide to upload, maybe you added 2 more names or 2 more rows on that Excel and then decide to upload it. That error that used to be on that Excel that you forgot to change will override the changes you've made on your dashboard. So that is why we say do not do changes on your dashboard. Rather, make the changes on your Excel file and then upload it. It does not matter how many times you decide to upload a file. Doesn't matter. If you like upload it so many times, the dashboard will automatically just be overriding the data that you keep uploading, just be updating it automatically, and then you will not have any duplicate information on your system. But if you now be using this, if you insist on using this edit and then you mistakenly click on this delete and then confirm delete, you've deleted an entire profile from your dashboard. That enumerator will be on the field trying to activate his profile with his phone number, and you'll be getting an error saying profile not found. Are we following?
Yeah.
Talking too much, you can tell me and call me back, bring me back, call my attention back to it. So should I continue? Anyway, we're almost done, because after this EA profile, everything that happens on this EA profiling is the same as SA profiling. Here you upload the profiles that you've profiled, all the people that you've profiled as supervisors, you upload it here the same way. You choose file. Once you select the file on your desktop, on your laptop, click upload, the file will be uploaded. Same thing here. Once you've profiled, once you provide your data quality assistance, you can now go ahead. All right, Fortunatus, you raised your hand. What's the question?
Yeah, my question is, can this profile template be detached after uploading?
How do you mean?
Like, for example, now, this dashboard now is a typical example of a template being uploaded. Now, for example, we've seen the icon for delete and the icon for edit. Now, for example, this Onye de Kachichi Kezie with the phone number. for example, now there is a mistake. Maybe instead of Onyedekachi Chikezie, it comes like Chikezie Onyedekachi on the template. Now I want to edit maybe Onyedekachi to, sorry, Chikezie to put Onyedekachi. Now you know that this template now have already been uploaded.
Okay.
So if I edit here, what happens to the one I have uploaded already?
Load again.
If you edit here, do you mean if you edit here, what happens to the one you've uploaded?
Yes.
Well, yeah, editing what you have uploaded.
That's why I was asking if it can be detached and re-upload.
I don't exactly understand that, but let me explain. Any edit you are making here is you are editing what you have already uploaded. The editing you are doing here is you are editing what you have uploaded. But if you do the edit on the Excel sheet and re-upload it again, it will now make the correction for you. I don't know whether you understand me.
Okay.
It will change that this thing. If you do it on an Excel and then re-upload, it will also make that changes. So we advise you do it on Excel because you will be asked to probably submit that Excel at the end of the exercise. Because if you keep editing on the dashboard alone and you forget to make those changes on your Excel, you end up sending us incorrect information that you left on your Excel because the changes you are making on your dashboard, we are corrections, right? We are making corrections on your dashboard. So meaning that if you do corrections on your dashboard, but you did not do it on your Excel, that means you are sending an incorrect information at the end of the exercise. So we want you to do your corrections on the Excel as many times as possible as you want, but just do it on Excel and then upload it again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, in a case of phone number, why is it that the first zero is not there? Is that normal?
It's fine because it's the system that removed the zero, but it's still 11 digits. It's just the way that the developer programmed it like this. It did not make that column to be letters.
So if we should upload our own, will it be like this or will it disappear or it will be like this?
Your own should be in the full phone number, full 11 digits.
Okay.
It should be full 11 digits. Say for instance, okay, corrections I'm doing on this thing, I'm noticing that this dashboard is not updated. So I keep any correction I make, I get error. So let me see. If I put 0 here and then click good, says confirm. And you get an error, unauthorized user token or something. So I think Moga titles, I think they are working on they are probably going to take your username back.
But I think the zero have reflected.
It's reflected. But if I reload, it should go out again because I got that error. What is showing there is just a cache copy of that. I don't think the changes were affected on the server. If it's affected, I won't see that error message. So, but let's check. I'm reloading it. Let's try it and see. All right. See, back to like this again. You see it? So the changes were not made on the server. It was just made on the cache file.
The changes that you made, was it not on EA profile, not on DQA? It was on EA profiling.
No, it's on DQA because it was just 3 columns. EA profiling has so much columns. Now look at it.
Okay.
It was on DQA because I remember it has 3 names only. Even SA has more names. That's it. All of them doesn't have that 0 at the beginning. All right. Any other question?
Sorry, in the course of this job, hope the first thing we are going to do is this EA profiling.
Yes, here profiling starts from, I say probably the second day, but the final day on the calendar, they say is 3rd day, because you're profiling people that the enumerators that come to class. But we all can agree that on the very first day, it's not everybody that comes that very first day. New people can be coming 2nd day, 3rd day, and 4th day. So the profiling can be changing. On the 2nd day, if you received any profile the profile you'll be doing will be your coordinator, the LGA coordinator will be giving you the profile that the functionary list that you'll be profiling. He has to post them first to a particular EA for you to profile. So I'm sure he will not start on that very first day and start posting people. Do you understand?
Wait, so this EA profiling, is the name they are going to give us different from the names of attendants? It will be different from names of those whom they approved, right?
No, it's not all now. It's not everybody that got
Not all people, not all of them that we approved to attend the lectures, right?
Yes.
So what we are going to depend on is it on the attendance sheet?
Yes.
In other words, that attendance sheet, they will still put it in Excel format, Excel sheet, or will they give it to us in a hard copy? We'll begin to go through the source copy one or what?
Well, that is the $1 million question that every FDQM is asking. It depends on the LGA that you're working on, and if your LGA coordinator is digital compliant, because they've been advised and been told to use that we're doing digital census and to do all their edits and everything on computer. So mind you, you are not collecting. You're not going to class to collect the attendance directly from the SWF or from the facilitator. No.
Yeah.
SWF or facilitator will be collecting attendance every day, but when the profiling is due, they need to send that attendance to LGA coordinator first, who will now do the posting. He will first of all do the posting, and before he gives you the posting list, and then you use it to profile.
Okay.
So yes, they've been informed to do it on their laptops, on Excel for easier this thing, but we can't guarantee that everybody, all the LGA coordinator will be coming to this assignment with their laptops, because we know who the people that have been selected for LGA, they are probably not even computer compliant. So you can brace yourself. If they give you paper, don't fight back, or just figure out a way to assist to get it back to digital this thing. Or you give him an SWF to help him do it, type it out or something, but you have to figure out a way. No fighting in the field. That's all I can say.
Maybe small matter.
Namdi, please, I want to ask something.
Okay.
Okay, it's close to what Vivian asked now. I want to when you say the local government controller has done their listing, at that point, are we going to know the particular EA everybody's going to, or are we just asking for the list of functionaries for enumerators who have attended classes as approved by the controller or the coordinator? The same for supervisors and all that. When you say posting, are you referring to he has posted XYZ as enumerators, XYZ as supervisors, and XYZ as DQAA? Or are you saying like Mr. A will go to EAA, Mr. B will go to EA? Because that's just what I want to know. Is it, when you say posting, are you referring to I've classified number 1 to number 50 as a numerator. I've classified number 51 to number 58 as supervisor, and so on and so forth. Or are you saying they will post them directly as to their particular EAs, which FDQ will not start also implementing? Because from what I'm looking at, we're not seeing the EAs yet. What we'll be seeing is their name, their phone number, and their all the other particulars, which we will now profile and upload.
From what you are saying, what do you mean what you're saying? Where are you saying it from?
From this dashboard they're looking at now. What I'm saying is, on
Look
this
at it
on
here
the
now.
profile
Look
you're
at the
uploading,
dashboard here. Look, I didn't
On the-
scroll down. Look at it here. See the rest of the dashboard. Are you saying the number of years?
No, what I'm saying, look at what I'm saying there. Let us say I've arrived in a particular local government, and the controller is saying, I now request for the list of functionaries, right? And the controller is saying, yes, look at my functionaries. And what I'm seeing is from number 1 to number 20, for instance, they are enumerators. You understand? Now I check whether it rhymes with the template I have to put their name, their surname, their NIN, whatever, the requirements of the template, and they are all there. At that point, when I'm seeing that thing from the controller or from whoever is giving me the list, will the EAs be attached to that profile? Or will the EAs already be existing on the dashboard? So when I upload, then whoever gets what EA gets what EA. I don't know if you understand what
I think from the list the controller is giving us, there is no EA attached to it because these EAs are already on the ready-made templates. So it's as if maybe if we now copy the names and paste, depending on the word, the EAs are already on the template, not even from the controller. The controller has no right to assign EAs. To my
Don't
own
say
view.
that. Don't say that. Don't say they don't have right, because it's in the manual that there will be the ones that do the posting.
To recruit and post, yes.
So, but I understand the question, and to my own knowledge, I believe that it means the same thing, but it now depends on the templates that they are giving them. They will be giving a posting template. So yes, they will select people that will do enumerators, and they will select people that will do supervisors. We all know that SWF are automatically data quality assistants.
Quality assurance, yes.
So they will not be the ones doing it. And I believe that I think data quality assistance should be left to FDQM to do the posting, to know, because you guys will be mentoring them. You know who is strong and know how to post them. Or because some of these classes will be based on words, maybe the SWF that worked in a particular word should proceed to work, be posted in that same word. So what I'm saying is, now the posting done by coordinator or controller is based on what the type of template I'll be giving to them. Yes, he will select who will act as enumerators and who will act as supervisors. That's the first thing they'll have to do. They'll have to categorize those functionaries. And then if the posting template includes them assigning enumerators based on EAs, they will have to do that. Or is it going to be based on essays? Maybe the template will just have essay names and this thing, and then they will now have to assign enumerators based on essays. Or they will just have to be, a template might just contain word names and the total number of essays in that word or this thing. So that is why they're saying the coordinator will do the posting, but liaise with the FDQM. So FDQM will have to assist. They both will be doing the testing, and it depends on what Abuja have decided on how the posting template will look like. If it has the EAs, fine, they will assign all the listing by EAs. If it doesn't have the EAs, it will probably have SA, because I think in one of our meetings, Madam was saying no, that they don't need to have all the information about EAs and SA. I don't know whether they've agreed not to provide on that, but just open your mind that it will be done by coordinator or the controller, and then it involves sending categorizing the functionaries into enumerators and supervisor, and then assigning them where they will be working. definitely they'll be assigned where they go. So I don't know whether it will be based on words or based on locality or based on essay or by EAs. These four, yes.
Category.
These four categories, yes.
Okay.
Hello, Nandi.
Yeah.
Nandi. Hello.
So.
I just want to say something concerning what. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I just want to say one or two things concerning what you people are discussing.
Right.
Now, if you look at the template, the one that we use for practical, it has SAs, has EAs, all the informations that are there. But you are just saying that with the meeting you had with Madam before you came, that it's like they are going to remove some of it.
Which template are you talking about, sir?
For profiling.
I didn't say for profiling. I'm talking about posting templates. The posting template will be given to coordinators, not profiling template. So profiling template is exactly as it is with that will be given to DQMs. Nothing will be changed there. I'm talking about posting for coordinators. It's coordinators or controllers that will do the posting, sir. I'm not talking about profiling.
Okay.
Yeah. Be,
sorry, if I may ask another question.
Okay.
In this,
the posting.
in this profiling now, in this profiling, how do we know that there is a duplicate in a name? Because since we are copying and paste, because I learned that in one of the local governments in Owerri, they pasted their list today, and most persons, their names appear two, 3 places. So assuming we are to profile them, how do we know? Is it our template? How do we know that that name appeared 2, 3 times? Or do we just look at it manually, copy the 1,000 or 100 names of head and look at it and find out the one that repeated itself? How exactly can we dictate that that one is a duplicate?
Yes, it's among the error checks that the DQM are expected to run on their profiling before they upload. You have to check for duplicates, duplicate cells, and also check for duplicate rows. So on your Excel, there is a way that you can actually check duplicate entries based on column. You run those duplicates on the names column, first name and last name columns. You now run it on the phone numbers, and then also run it on the MPCI. So if you find duplicate numbers, you can also correct that. Check if there are different people, but they're having the same number. You have to now correct it. Find one of them to change their numbers. But if you now run duplicate names and then get find out that they are having those names are the same, and then they have it in the same MPC ID, and then the same email address. Maybe that means it's the same person. So, and that is how you will now maybe call their phone numbers to find out which, do your proper investigation and see whether it's the same person. Because we all know that 2 or 3 people can answer the same name, both first name and last name. In fact, even 3 names at the same time. 2 people can answer the same 3 names, first name, middle name, and last name. But by the time you now call them, you see there are 2 different people. Maybe that's why they have different phone numbers and maybe different emails. So don't just because you run duplicate ID, duplicate cell entries on names, and then you see names that appear 2 times, you just quickly delete one. No, you have to make sure that they are actually the same person. Maybe by calling the phone number to see who answers or checking their MPC ID. So yes, you are required to do all those things, check for errors. Like for instance, if I open, where is this? Let me open a sample. Let me open a sample Excel. So although you guys will be using WPS, but this is Microsoft Excel. So like for instance, I can run duplicates on names, if I click on this and check if to see if there are duplicates, okay, this thing has, you know, on our template profiling, these names are separated.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same. It's separated first name and last name.
Mm.
Okay. They're separated. All right. For like what I was saying, as you can see, on WPS, to run duplicate, if you just click on data, you will see manage duplicate. But right now on this thing, I'm not seeing it here on Microsoft Word. So I have to find it. So duplicate value, just open it. So this, what I just did now will highlight, see, so this one is highlighted, Mohammed Abba. We have Mohammed Abba, and then we have Obasi Gift. There is Oguchino Owolabi. Are we saying it? So all these.
Please, where did you go to before?
This
How
is
did you get that duplicate? Where did you get the duplicate?
This is Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel.
Okay.
You'll be
Okay.
using WPS, which is different. And WPS, you can find manage duplicate on data. Once you just click data, you see one of these functions that says manage duplicate. A video has been made. A video has been made for you on how to go about doing that. So this is where my own duplicate is. Under data, it says remove duplicate. Data validation, any of these can check duplicate, data validation, clear duplicates and stuff. So, and then because of you'll be looking at 1,000 and something names, you can always try to bring the names, filter them, you know, like by custom sort them by duplicates. By duplicates. These are cells. Sorry. Anyway, let me not delve into this because this is not what you guys will be using, but this is how to run the duplicates. For instance, you can use this to find out who, like if I look at this Mohammed Abba, I look at this Mohammed Abba and see that they have different MPC ID and then different phone, okay, the same phone number. Yeah, the same phone number. So I can now conclude that maybe it's the same person and then decide to remove it. But if, for instance, this one is Olabi, let me find it again. No, this is a dummy data. This was just, this was just created dummy. You know, all these number names are copied multiple times and they're actually DQM names. And this was just copied. But this is how to identify duplicate data on Excel. You run duplicate management and then any entry that is duplicated will be highlighted in color. So you can then go ahead, investigate it by taking phone number, taking the MPC ID to make sure that they are different. If they're different, you know it's different people, but if they're the same, and call to make sure and then remove one. So that you not profile one person to 2 different EAs. Any question?
No question.
Can you just repeat this place? Throw more light on it. I'm not getting it yet.
On what in particular? I was just trying to explain some of the errors that you'll be getting during your profiling. And that is why you are required, because they said DQMs are supposed to run error checks on their profiling before uploading it on the dashboard. Of the error checks, having one person's name appearing multiple times. So if one person appears multiple times, you end up profiling that same person in 2 different EAs. So, and if that happens, if the person now enters his phone number on the census part to activate his profile, he or she will get error message saying that he has been profiled multiple times. So to avoid that, DQMs are expected to run duplicate checks on their data. And you are asked to run it on names, phone number, and MPC ID. Most especially phone number and MPC ID. You run it on them because I say that some people answer the same names. They do. They do answer the same names. You will see one person, 2 people answering both first name and last name are the same. So that is what I was trying to explain. And apart from duplicate ID name, duplicate profile, we also have duplicate roles. And what does that mean? Maybe a particular person was profiled in enumerator's template and then still used to profile a supervisor's template. So in that case, in that particular case, you are expected to merge both sheets. You merge it together and then run duplicate ID on them, first splitting them and uploading to the dashboard. A video has Mr. Wale, the person that sent me this document, he used it to make a video, has been made, was tasked to make that video using WPS, because you guys will be using a WPS. Right now, I have a Microsoft Word. It's different than WPS software. So he used the WPS software to make a video on how to run those duplicate checks, both on a single sheet and then on a multiple sheet to prevent duplicate rows and duplicate IDs. That is what I'm saying. Do you understand, Ugo?
Yes, I understand, but I'm just a little bit confused on how to run the check itself.
Yes, I know that. Now that's why I'm just talking, I'm not doing it. And I'm saying that it will be clearer once you watch the video, because I can't go into it with my Microsoft Word. It's different procedure on a Microsoft Word. If I show you with a Microsoft Excel is different than when you are using a WPS, and FDQMs will be using WPS software. So that's why I'm saying that we should just be patient to wait for that video, and then you will see how to run those error checks.
Okay, thank you.
So do you have any other question? Because this is the end of the training.
I have something to say, not a question though.
I'm listening.
Please, okay, please, with the recording of this Zoom meeting be made available, just in case some of us want to watch over and over again to be familiar with the things that we learned today.
It will be made available, yeah. But you know that this video recording has passed almost 1 hour, so it might be going into hundreds of MB. But yeah, it will be made available.
No problem. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nande.
Yes.
Please, can I ask a question?
Okay, I'm listening.
Related to an information that was dropped on the platform. Is there any change in the date, please?
On the what?
Date.
Which platform?
I got information on one platform, facilitators platform.
Really,
No, I want to know now. We are here.
But you're asking, not the chairman now.
Exactly.
No, whether he has already known.
Okay. Now, is there any change?
I don't know.
Okay.
Lily, Zukwanike.
All right. Bruno, I'm not gonna jigawa kesa.
I want much now, kind much. I'll come back as an M. Sultan.
All right, thank you, sir.
Nari, thank you. When we jam now, I'll give you Budweiser.
Okay, no, I will remind you. Thank
you really tried.
Lucky standard.
I appreciate.
Lucky standard.
You know? All right.
Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much.
Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nandi.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Namdi.
Yeah.
Please, why sending this video to us? I don't know the format you send it with, because the very first one you sent, most people find it difficult to open it.
I zipped it now so that it will be easier for me to send. So you just have to use your laptop or use an application to unzip it, and you see the video.
Use RAR.
Yes. Unzip it, and then you will be able to see it. You can't just
it and open it. RAR is the best. That's what I'm using.
You use it to unzip the
phone,
file.
not be Samsung. They don't have a Samsung phone. That's the problem.
You can even extract it. Once you extract it,
No, my phone can do that, but
phone got Samsung.
My phone can do that.
Phone got Samsung. There are phones and there are phones. You can't phone.
I don't get here, Bruno.
Sorry, Mr. Nandi, Bruno.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I don't know if Cheka is in this group. I want to plead and suggest that some of us that have no laptop now because of one or two things, can they quickly release the ones that has been sent to us so that we can start laying hand on it? And secondly, if there are any things that we are going to add in the laptop to equip it to work better for us, we can start doing that. Like personally now, I don't have laptop as of today.
Don't shout it too much, because
Oga is saying that he don't have laptop.
It's one of the requirements for being selected on this, so don't shout it. Yeah?
My own has crashed.
So you want us to give you our own so that you can crash it again, Abi?
No, let me start putting it into useful.
So all the software that you need for this exercise has already been put. Do not put any other thing.
Okay.
Every other thing has been. No, but this thing there is
that. And secondly, Nandi.
Wait, let me tell you, this thing there is this. Laptops that came to Imo State is not meant for FDQM in Imo State. It's meant for FDQM that will be working in Imo State. And with the posting, you might be probably going to Anambra. It's when you now get to Anambra or Abida, that's where you will now be giving laptop that you use to work in that local government. So you can't just go to your state office and collect laptop to be using and then give it to another person or start submitting it back. Do you understand?
Yes.
So is
Okay, that's
that
what I
laptop
wanted
is
to
for FDQM that be working in that state and not for you.
Now, what thing I want to talk, Sha, yeah.
So
That's,
you
they not
you
write
have
your
to
name for the laptop.
no.
Now, waiting that they talk. So they no one give you after they work. Now, waiting they want try let you know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, when you cool now, wow.
Now, wow.
The laptop
You
is
don't
for the
already,
commission. Are you thinking that they are going to carry the
you
laptop
don't already
and go?
customize the laptop. Oh, yeah, cool now, wow. I'll pick a laptop out already.
Oh,
My own is not even, if I put that URL, it's not working. So I still wonder, anyway, let me keep watching video, at least for video's sake. Let me keep watching.
So
they've
are you
given you
trying
people.
to say that some of us that wants to go to Anambra will still go to Anambra?
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know if it's Anambra, but it might be another state.
Ogo, they have posted it Anambra that had released a new posting. Ugochukwu Mada Anambra State. Bruno Kerry, Abia State. Ugochukwu Mada, they have worked yourself to Anambra State from where to Anambra State now.
Are you serious?
They're taking Bruno back now to Abia State.
You are in Anambra, peacefully.
During last week's posting, it was Abia State. They added me in their group. Now I'm seeing Anambra group.
Yes, yeah, I did Anambra now. Yeah, people have changed the working. No problem. They put us Abia State now. We in the Anambra before. No problem. No problem. Ugochukwu Mada is the anchor. I keep saying
Thank God I've not seen it. So let me just go and look at it. And thank God I have long leg.
Well, God bless you.
I go like to know where in there.
Who? Let's go stay the Anambra now. You see the Anambra.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
Anambra.
Guys,
Okay.
I need to end the meeting, because as you are talking, the recording is still going on. Okay, let me stop the recording.